Hey everybody, welcome. Uh, Sorry we're joining a couple minutes late. I apologize, but thank you for joining today's weekly Success Builder call. In the world of NAM, our year does not run January 1 to December 31. It's October 1 to September 30. And so every October 1, we get a new president. And so today we are welcoming NAM's new president for the second time, Kimber White.
Hello,
So
everyone.
thanks for joining us, Kimber.
Sure.
So I'll just rip the Band-Aid off. Why would you want to do this a second time?
Well, I mean, first of all, about me is I've been in the business 39 years, and I'm a producing mortgage broker like everyone else out there, or people I'm actually active in the industry. And for me, COVID, my first presidency was I called myself the COVID president, which had a lot of initiatives, a lot of goals, and a lot of things I wanted to do to move forward. And COVID put us in a box. We didn't get to go anywhere. And I had to deal with COVID and a really changing time that we all never knew anything about. And at that point, we ended up living here on Zoom and learning what Zoom was all about. So for me, it's just coming back and helping complete some of my initiatives. Things have still changed, but I think we're in a better place and helping move them forward and using the experience and knowledge I've had, especially now the knowledge I have in the housing industry, with my long-term experience and been through everything we've had, the housing crisis, and now it's just a perfect time to be able to use my voice to better NAM's initiatives that we've always had for the past 52 years of leading and advocacy. So that's something that is my passion this year, along with education, which is perfect timing. So this is why I want to come back.
Yeah, NAM, for those of you, Kimber mentioned, for those of you that don't know, we've been around since 1973. We've only had 4 presidents who have repeated. The first one was Don Frohmeyer, rest in peace. He was actually, unfortunately, a victim of COVID. Then we had Rocky Andrews, who was the president. He was COVID president number 1. You got to finish it out. And then we just had Jim, and now we have you. So
Yes.
You're in good company there.
Yes.
So we have obviously NAM's big annual conference coming up October 17th to the 20th in Las Vegas at Caesars Palace, NAM National. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to, or that you think sets NAM apart from some of the other groups? October is conference season, so there's a lot of choices to make.
Well, I think what's always set NAM apart, and I'll never forget, my first conference was like about 2000, was in 2012 actually, that I had ever been to a NAM conference. I heard so much about it, but I just thought it was parties and vendors and stuff that I would get in my state. And now since then, I've been to a lot of conferences. And what sets NAM apart is we have the ability, first, it's free and there's no charge because we want to give back to our members. We want to make sure our industry partners. We have the largest trade show floor of the mortgage broker business. We have well over 100 vendors that you can go with. You can set appointments up. You can talk to. We have some educational breakout sessions. I mean, I think that sets us apart, that you're going to walk away with something for your business. You're going to walk away how to do something, to learn something, something valuable at the same time. You're going to be able to meet one-on-one with our vendors and our industry partners. And it's such a gamut of industry partners all the way through. I think that to me, and the building of relationships. It's not just about fun, it's about building relationships. I've said this many times. I know you've heard me say this, Valerie. NAM National is the first time I actually got to meet other people in 2012. And if those of you who went around 2012 was like, dear Lord, do we need to stay around here? Do we need to continue this business? We just gone through 4 years of heck. We thought we'd come back and we got kicked again in that time frame. And I got to meet with other people who were like me and who were in the industry and actually build long-term relationships, other states, other countries. And I think that is something NAM offers, and the sense of being that I don't think that any other organization or group offers, and that sets us apart.
I agree. We do definitely work all year long. NAM, we are led by volunteers, but we're driven by the focus of our members. And we do want people to come to our events, whether it's NAM National in October or looking forward to January 2026, NAM Focus in Orlando, to take something away. You know, we don't want it to, yes, we know there's only one Las Vegas, just like there's only one Orlando in Disney World and Universal Studios, but we want you to really have something actionable that you can use in your business when you go back home. Because at the end of the day, you know, we do know and we do value the fact that you're willing to pay for airfare, pay for a hotel, and come and experience it. And we hope that you get a lot out of it. What are a couple of the things that you're looking forward to, Kimber?
Well, I'm looking forward to, as I said, all the vendors that's there. You know, opening night, it is great camaraderie as a party. Barry Habib, is going to have his Rock of Ages band there. I know that kicks us off for that night. I'm looking forward to Barry being there on Saturday and speaking. We get to actually hear from Barry, be the first group that gets to hear from Barry since he's taken his board position and hear his projections. I mean, his projections were almost 100% spot on, and get that. I look forward to the women's networking panel that we have going on Sunday. Our keynote speakers will happen on Sunday. We'll have Chris Doe. Chris Doe, for those who don't know, is a branding person, and I've always been about branding. For me, it's always been my suits and my look, my dog. And I think looking with Chris Doe and the branding, the breakout sessions of how to do your business. I use the example. I had never done any non-QM mortgages, and just been able to have the ability to go there and talk to people and help non-QM in 2018-19 has now 50% of my business is non-QM. So that's some of the things that I look forward to, is being able to sit down with breakouts and still at the same time, not have back to back to back to back everything, so that people can actually enjoy the trade show. They can get some sink it and take it in, and then just for me, it's meeting everyone. I really enjoy meeting people and seeing how it can help them. And I just think that the entire experience, it is an experience to me. And here I am 13 years later, still smiling about every year, looking forward to go to NAM National. But it is the experience. Even if I wasn't on the board and anyone knew the experience, I would be at NAM National.
Yeah, most definitely. If you do see Kimber or myself or any of our board members, please feel free to stop and talk to us. And, because everything that we do, all of our work towards NAM is really to benefit the mortgage community. So, if there's something more that we could be doing, a focus that you think that we should be having, we definitely welcome all the feedback and input. So now just kind of looking at your presidency as a whole, what are some of the goals or some of the things that you would like to do, since this probably is going to be more than likely the last time that you are president of the organization? Not to say that you're going to go away, but just won't necessarily be in the presidential leadership role. What are some of your goals or the things that you would like to accomplish?
Well, first, some of the goals I've set first is legislative agenda. We have a lot of legislation come up, and we have one of the worst affordability crises that I've seen in my time of being in the mortgage industry. As an article that came out today, and I said about that I hear people talking about the 80s, and today it's totally different than it was 30 years ago. And the affordability crisis is much worse. The ability, the wealth inequality gap. The income hasn't kept up with inflation. It hasn't kept up with the cost of housing, insurance, taxes. One of my initiatives, loan level pricing adjustments. The previous administration, as we talked about the loan level pricing adjustments on second homes investments, and said people have to have skin in the game. The 80% AMI, that people below that make less money. That make less money get lower pricing, but the fact is, what you're putting out is the average working class person over 80%. So that's an initiative to get rid of, or at least in the very least adjust the 8%. As I told you, the loan officer compensation reform. The CFPB is working on that. We've already started the conversation on that, because the last thing that we want to do is revert back to Dodd-Frank. what the rule basically is, pretty much draconian and cut and dry. So we have one off conversation. The W-2 versus 1099 discussion that's been going on. I want to really get involved in that discussion and find solutions on it. You know, the president's mentioned that he's going to declare possibly a housing crisis. Well, it's great to declare a crisis, I said, but let's find real solutions. Let's sit down and talk to people. I know that Senator Scott's got a housing package, and there's things that him and Senator Warren have put together. I know there's some over in the House. Let's sit down and NAM lead the way and find out what they use my experience, use NAM's knowledge, and have those. That's an initiative of mine. The fact of the matter is that we've got some VA initiative. Cost of credit is astronomical. We've already started seeing FICO coming out. We need to dig deeper into that and be a part of those legislative agendas and discussions. So there's a lot of legislation. We have a great lobbyist, and this is what NAM does. This is why NAM leads the way. We started what people don't know. We started the trigger leads legislation. Some of you don't know in 2018. NAM started that fight when everyone looked at us like we had three heads. And so, are you crazy? There's probably like 17. What are you doing? That'll never happen. And along with other people, and the bill wasn't the first bill that we wrote that we had done through the legislators that we supported, but in the end, through us leading the way, working with other legislators, working with other industries and organizations, we got a bill passed. And I hope that's what NAM does, and that's what I'm expecting us to do this year on several of these initiatives, is lead the way, be the voice that opens up the doors, and then other organizations work together and come and make some legislative accomplishments for affordable housing, for the mortgage industry, and see what we can actually get something done this year. The other one is education. NAM has always been the place to go to for education. And for NAM, we have all our credit certification classes that we're rolling out. We have that is sponsored by Rocket. We have our CBLS class that is by NEROS. We have Freedoms, FHA certification. We have our certifications that we're rolling out. And we also are going to roll up a program and discuss it at national, our mentorship program. Because what I find out, one of the initiatives that happens all the time is that there's all these coaches, and coaching is great. But as someone who's been in the business a long time, sometimes I don't feel that they fit into where I'm at. Or if I'm a newbie and I can't afford to pay for a coaching, what can I do that just gets me, maybe I need help with this or that? That is what NAM with our mentorship program is going to be. And I think young professionals, I'm a boomer, we're aging out. As you said, this is, to me, it's the last hurrah of being president, God willing for me. But the fact is, what can we do to bring more young professionals to industry besides just talking about it? And I think that is young professional network has been started. Mike Farrell, president-elect, has been able to bring up the young professional network. Expansions of more training and certificates, being out there helping the states, helping the loan originator, helping you grow, letting you know that you are resourced. We're going to try to have a library. I want to start a library this year of resources that you can go to. Those are just few of my initiatives, and if I get some of them going in initiatives or something that doesn't always complete, but my philosophy has always been, if I can get stuff to where Valerie and I've talked about it, that if you can build on them and people can continue to build, and I think that's what NAM's good at, with strong leadership and with someone like you in place, that then it helps every one of us. So it's a big plate, it's a big agenda. We'll take small bites, we'll work for it. But for me, the passion of just helping others is what I want to instill in everyone this year. Is it's not about the dollar, and that's one thing. There are so many organizations out there right now that dollar, sell some numbers. It's being comfortable who you are and helping that one buyer that one time, and being educated and being comfortable with what you're doing.
Awesome. That is a lot. I am confident we'll be able to accomplish all of those things. So
me too.
And it is kind of, there's a lot of discussion. You mentioned trigger leads, and the collective effort of groups that were able to get it passed. But I think it is important to keep in mind that 7 years ago, it was NAM with then Representative Lacy Clay who filed the very first trigger leads bill, and we filed it 3 more legislative sessions after that. So it took really 4 legislative sessions to get that bill finally passed. And unfortunately, the wheels of progress do turn slowly in Washington, D.C., but You know, I think the important thing is to recognize the process and respect the process, but also acknowledge those who started the process.
Yes, and I think that's what NAM does, and it's not, it's how we get to the finish line. It's not, it's mine, it's this, it's working together and getting it done. And for me, I've always been that person to bring people together. And I think that's one thing that I feel NAM has been proud of, is the integrity that we have, and the being rising above all the chatter, that we're there to actually help the lone originator. And for me, that's my leadership. It always has been. You know that it is to help and to move forward, and not to give a double pat on the back and break my arm doing it. You know,
If somebody wants to reach out to you, you know, we've talked about a lot of different things and you have a lot of goals, and maybe, you know, somebody wants to help with those goals or
yeah.
offer suggestions. What's the best way people can communicate with you?
Kimber.white@nam.org, or myself, seriously, 954-696-1435. Feel free to text me, 954-696-1435. Kimber.white@nam.org. And seriously, reach out. There's committees. There's committees we'd love for you to join. We'd love for you to be involved. Any ideas that you have, I mean, that's what we want. We're for. This is what Success Builders is for. This is one of the things we talked about starting, back when we got down under Jim's presidency, our immediate past president, and I'm excited about that. And these are what we're going to do more and more of. We're going to do legislative updates every couple of weeks, and I think that's going to be exciting that we're going to roll out. So there's a lot coming, and we just want to be that source for you and that one-stop shop.
Yeah, awesome. Very well said. So with that, we're going to wrap it up for today. But Kimber, I look forward to a great year and accomplishing as many of your goals as we possibly can. And everybody, please feel free to reach out to Kimber or myself. You can also always message us on NAM Hive. This recording will be posted in NAM Hive a little bit later today. And I won't put your cell phone number, but I will put your email address in the information.
You all wrote it down, you have it. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And so the next 2 Mondays, we will not be having NAM's Weekly Success Builder. Next Monday, Kimber and I will actually be at a political action event in South Carolina with a lot of the key legislative officials in Washington, D.C. And then, of course, the Monday after that, we will still be in Las Vegas as part of NAM National. So if you haven't signed up, go ahead.
The greatest thing about that, we are going to be this weekend with some of the key legislators and senators that actually have put out bills for housing initiatives, and there's going to be roundtables. So this is when I tell you that NAM is really going right to the fight and being a part of the solution discussions. We really are.
Yeah, we definitely are in the trenches for sure.
Yes.
So thank you, everyone. And I would look forward to seeing you October 27th, or hopefully we will see you at NAM National in Las Vegas. But hope you make the rest of your week a success.
Thank you.